Here on Chris J.A.s.
Mr. J.A.s, come up.
And before we proceed on the bond issue, I do want to make the court aware that I have spoken to Attorney Haddad and showed him some evidence, provided evidence to him, in which he extended an offer of a 1-month PTI with 2 classes, one an anger management class and the other thanking for a change class, which we've accepted pending this court's approval.
I never have a problem with someone working a deal to where, you know, a case gets dismissed. Yeah, I like that, right? Because I want people to better themselves. But you're here now on another bond violation. Another bond violation. How do we get through to you that you understand we mean business? You don't get to do things your way when you have an open criminal case. You have bond conditions, you're supposed to follow those bond conditions.
I don't know the exact details. I've reached out to the pretrial services and asked for like the exact
Find out
details.
now. As soon as she's done with this, gentlemen, we'll find out.
And my understanding was like a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes late home. And I understand 10 o'clock is 10 o'clock, Judge, but it wasn't like last time where he was in and out of the house at all hours of the night.
But no means no.
I understand, Judge. I
Fine. Fleischer,
Yes, Judge.
this on Mr. J.A.s. Oh, I see here. Okay, I see. So she wrote here that he has 2 violations. On 10:25, he was 10 minutes late, and then on 10:27, 9 minutes late. Why are you late?
Traffic.
What are you doing?
First, I had a friend, I was helping out his dad. And then my second time, I was helping another friend out, just trying to get some money, helping them on their land.
If I drug test you now, what's going to show up?
I hope I'm clean. Last time.
No, this isn't hope like you.
Judge, he's been testing at home because he's trying to get his TWIC card and they're waiting for the test to come up clean. So they've been constantly testing. They told me that it seems like it's fading away, but we were only here a couple of weeks ago. So I think it still might show some marijuana in the system, possibly. That's why he says he hopes it would be clean.
So we tested him on 10/8. October 8th, we told him in 40 days he'd be tested again.
Yes, Your Honor. And we have that setting pending.
If you're late ever again, I'm going to put you in jail. Even a minute. You understand?
Yes, sir.
If you're out there doing whatever you're doing, consider beforehand what you're doing. Am I doing this? Am I going to get home late? We have it there for a reason. And I hope above all else, you are not using any kind of illegal drugs. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There's absolutely no tolerance from now on. Even a minute late, I'm going to take him in. And now I'm still testing him 40 days from that day.
Yes, Judge. Understood.
Okay. All right, Mr. J.A.s. Go to it. It would probably behoove you to get all these things done as quick as possible to get this thing dismissed.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, guys. That one. What is the one thing I asked you not to do?
Not to drink, sir.
And what do we have?
I did it, sir.
Mr. Garza? I have no choice. You know, I asked you to do one thing. What'd you do? You're consuming alcohol. It goes with you. Meet with me in back. Alex.
No, vámonos para abajo porque si le estás dando la cuenta al juez es falta de respeto. Escuche, juez. No, he had to say
Oh,
this.
Mr. Whitehead, you know, I want you to understand that
Creo que tú
I like to help people.
ayudar a la persona.
I like to help people when they do well, you know, but when they act in a certain way, I'm not going to continue to give them gifts. You know, I want you to understand. Quiet. I want you to understand that we mean business here. We're not here to play games. We're not here to make you happy. We're not here to make everybody else happy. None of that matters. The only thing that matters is public safety. And when you continually put the public in danger, and when you continue to mess up, good things are not going to happen.
Las cosas no van a pasar.
You now have been kicked out of the pretrial intervention program for one reason or the other. I got to imagine, is it drinking?
No, Judge, it was a hazard drug test.
Era salud, sí.
Okay. The reason I'm saying this is because of this, Mr. Vasquez, is that what you're doing now is you're pleading guilty to this offense, and your lawyer has, in essence, worked a gift for you that you're not going to end up in jail today. He's worked out an agreement. There's 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. He has also asked me to waive the fines and fees and surcharges that would normally come with this. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why would I do this when you continue to mess up?
Yeah.
I will not. And now I will honor the agreement, the 3 days in jail, credit for 1. But I want you to understand that we mean business, and we're not here to play games like you apparently think we are. You will now be required to pay the fines, fees, surcharges, and court costs. Is this a 0.15 or is this a regular?
0.132. Traffic stop.
You will now be required to pay the $3,000 surcharge. You will also be required to pay the $500 and change court costs. And I'm going to tell you now that if you fail to pay it, every $100 you owe, you will sit 1 day in jail. So you can imagine how long you will sit in custody.
Vas a estar en custodia.
We will help you to some point, but because you continue to play games, I'm done, and I'm not going to do this again. And if you fail to pay, and if you fail to live up to your side of the bargain, you will be doing a lot of time in jail. And I'm going to tell you now, if you pick up another DWI, everything doubles up. So the next time it's around $7,000 in change. Not to mention the minimum now of 30 days in jail. Anytime you ever get pulled over, an officer will see that you have a prior DWI. And if you smell like alcohol, if you smell like dope, it's probably not going to go well for you if you're in a car. Do you understand?
Yes.
You were giving up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you are not a citizen or a possible immigration consequence, you can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. What we're doing today, from now on, it is a minimum of 30 days in jail. Do you understand?
Yes.
If I were you,
Ahora sí. Yes.
even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I would not get into a car because you are playing Russian roulette with your life. How much are the court fees? That's it? So 3120?
No, 34.
3420. You will be required to pay $3,420 in fines and fees. And if you fail to pay it, it's 1 day in jail for every $100 that you owe. Do you understand? I will give you enough time to pay it. I'm going to give you 2 years to pay it. So it'll be around, 130 and change, maybe $140. But if you don't pay it, I will immediately issue a warrant for your arrest. And I'm going to tell you, like I told you, next time, everything doubles up. Do you understand? T,
Yes.
plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated, guilty or not guilty.
Culpable.
Guilty.
I will find you guilty. I will send it to the agreement. I am going to suspend your license for 180 days. Do not drive until you get a license. All right, see the clerk. Thank you, Mr. Whiteside. We'll send them down for J.A.s and then. Okay. But. How's jail?
Not good.
Great. Makes me very happy. The worse of experience you have, the higher likelihood you have of listening. That's all we're asking you to do, Mr. Anguiano. Your lawyer is asking me to let you out. What assurances do we have that you're not going to use?
I'm not gonna use. I promise you I won't. I don't know how I can
We
prove
did
it
last
to
time.
I don't know how I can prove it to you, but I'm not gonna use.
How old are you?
18.
I'll give you another chance, Mr. Anguiano, but I'm going to test you in 30 days,
Okay.
30 to 40 days. Is that more? No? I will test you 30 to 40 days. You test positive on me again, I'm not going to let you out this time. Do you understand?
Sounds good. I
You've
understand.
got a great deal to get this thing dismissed. You don't have to do much. And I'm going to tell you again, if you pick up another one of these cases, it's very possible that they seize and take the car away from whatever you're driving permanently, and you will lose that car. If you want to drive like this, there are certain places in Houston that you can do that. Not on 610, not on 59, not on the tollway. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay, bud. All right. This goes with you. Not with you, with you. All right, Mr. Andriano, make me proud.
Thank you. I appreciate
In
it.
high school, right?
I'm getting my GED.
No. You need to make that a part of it as well, man, so that we know this dude gets his GED, you know?
It's part of his bond conditions and he's been studying for the test.
Where
So
are you now with it?
I just started about 2 weeks ago. I'm practicing for it.
Okay. I want you back in a week and I want you to show me what you've done to get your GED. I'm not letting you go until you get this GED.
All right.
I'm not going to sign the dismissal. I'm not going to sign it. I want you to get your GED. You
Right.
have the way to get this thing dismissed, but you got to get your GED first.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay, so back in a week to 2 weeks to see what he's done. If you've done nothing, it's not going to go well. It's part of your bond condition. I want to see results when you get back here next time. You understand?
I understand.
All right.
all right.
Done.
It's Ms. Brown, bond violation.
She here? Come up, Miss Brown. How does she even have it?
No, because she said she's feeling sick. I just gave it to her just in case. She had it just in case it was.
Why are you here?
You said because my ankle money.
You're not charging it. Battery's dead. Is the battery still dead?
It has a vibrator. I'm not sure.
Is it operational or not?
Yes, sir.
I asked you to do one thing. What did I ask you to do? If I drug test you now, what's going to show up? That doesn't mean anything in our line of business. Pregnancy in the line of work that we have doesn't mean anything. I have people here that are still using when they're pregnant and they have no clue what they're doing to their body, what kind of disaster they're creating to a human life, and what kind of lifelong babysitting they're going to have to do, because if you don't treat the baby well while the baby is in your tummy, it's like a little flower, right? Flowers need sunlight, they need food, they need water. And if a flower gets that, they grow into a beautiful flower, right? Same things with a baby. If it doesn't get the love, if it doesn't get the food, the nurturing, the prenatal vitamins, it's not going to grow into the beautiful flower that it normally would. I want to send her for a drug test right now. And then we'll have her come right back. If you fail to go take a drug test, if you fail to come back, it's not going to go well. Do you understand, Ms. Brown? Okay, take your seat for a minute.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Curry. How are you? Thank you. How come you don't show up?
I'm not from here. I wasn't able to get here in time. I didn't have I didn't know my way around good enough. I had lost my phone. I didn't have no transportation.
Where are you from?
Mississippi.
Does he have a significant criminal history?
Does he have what?
Significant criminal history or kind of?
I haven't, there is out of state. I don't know what you would call significant, Your Honor. I would call it medium.
If you keep, when you show up to court, things happen. When you don't show up to court, you got to also understand that when you keep picking up theft cases, Mr. Curry, when you keep picking up theft cases, they're going to hit you with a felony because they can use this to enhance your punishment to a felony, and then you're looking at years instead of days. What did I just say? Good. That's right. I just want to make sure that you're understanding. Don't pick up any more because you could be looking at years instead of days. You understand?
These are his only Texas charges here. So you know.
You can use your out of state and still enhance it. You understand, Mr. Curry? You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, you cannot change this or undo this. You understand? How do you plead to the offense of theft? Guilty or not guilty?
Oh, good.
Are you guilty of this thing? All right. I'll find you guilty. I'll send you to 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 3 that you've done. Just be careful. Don't pick any more up. You understand?
I'll ask him a question real quick, Your Honor. Okay, you understand these are the target cases, yeah? Okay, that we talked about. Pleading guilty to one and they're dismissing the other one as part of the plea bargain. You understand that? Okay.
Greg, are they both at target?
Yes,
Mr. Curry,
but I want to make sure he understands what he's pleading to, Your Honor, because with the hesitation there, okay? Theft is, taking the property from Target, passing all points of sale, okay? And so if you did that and you want to plead guilty today, we can proceed this. If you didn't do this, like I told you in the back, and you're innocent in these, I do not want you doing this today, okay? So again, when judge asked you, are you guilty or not guilty? How do you plead to that?
Guilty, bro.
Tell judge.
Guilty, bro.
I want to tell you one more thing, Mr. Curry. when people pick up cases at certain locations, they put your picture on a wall so that every time you come in there, they might be looking. And if you go to the same place, they're going to know who you are. So as soon as you get there, they're going to have eyes all over you the whole time, and they're going to be looking at you. If you go back to this target, they're going to have eyes on you the whole time. Do you understand? So probably be good, but just don't go back to the target here. You understand? Are you sure you want to still do this? Are you guilty of the offense? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right.
Thank you.
Very good luck, man.
All right, come on this way.
Okay.
She hasn't signed it just yet,
Got
but.
it.
Might want to talk to Chief because she's not on this one.
Miss Oka, or I'm sorry, what was her name again?
Miss Grayson.
Dominic Grayson.
Grayson?
Good morning.
All right, ma'am. So it looks like you are wanted out of the state of Orleans Parish, Louisiana for aggravated battery by cutting. We're here and brought you out because we're under the impression that you want to waive formal extradition. I'm sorry?
I said I didn't want to waive it. I wanted to wait and for them to pick me up instead
Here's
of.
the thing, if you want them to pick you up more times, it's a lot faster if you waive because we give them 14 days to come get you. But I'll let you know that we have so many people here from Louisiana. We've got buses coming in at least once or twice a week to come pick up people to take them back to Louisiana. If you refuse to waive, which is meaning that you don't want to sign, they're going to have to go get a governor's warrant, and then we reset it for 45 to 90 days for them to get the governor's warrant.
And Judge, I think she's just switching the wordings. Miss Grayson, like I said, waiving actually means that you're waiting. You're going to wait for them to come pick you up. Yes. I'm sorry. Yeah.
You're fine. The only thing now that we're contesting in a fugitive case is identity. That's the only thing that matters at this point, right? So if that's not you, then that's when you contest. If it is, it's a lot quicker to waive. Because I'm telling you, if you waive now, what's today, Friday? At the latest, what, Monday?
Usually Monday, Tuesday, depending on which route.
Yeah, you'll be back in Louisiana. So did you want to waive formal extradition, man? Okay, we need you to sign it. We will wish you the best of luck and get you to Louisiana lickety split. Okay, all right, Ms. Grayson, thank you so much. Yeah. Are you Joe Greathouse?
Sir.
Mr. Greathouse, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. So he also has an evading arrest in a motor vehicle and an FSRA.
Yes, Judge.
Dead body?
No, Judge.
Okay,
Now it's charged over.
all right.
Yes, Judge. The officer attempted to initiate a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas, after observing the defendant driving a blue Corvette on the wrong side of the road. The officer could clearly see that the defendant was in the driver's seat and the witness, a female, was in the passenger seat. The defendant refuses to stop, and the officer observed the defendant to run 3 stop signs. The officer lost sight of the defendant, but heard over the radio that a blue Corvette hit a cyclist 2 lights ahead of where the officer lost sight of the defendant. The witness informed the officers that the defendant lost control of his car, hit a pole, and then hit the complainant on her bicycle. The witness stated the defendant left the scene after hitting the complainant. The officers shortly thereafter located the defendant's vehicle and conducted a felony traffic stop. At this point, the defendant was in the passenger seat while the female witness was in the driver's seat. A DWI investigation began after the officers observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, and glossy eyes from the defendant. The defendant refused all SFSTs and refused a breath sample. A search warrant was signed and executed.
Intoxication assault?
I mean, this is a fairly recent case, Judge, so we don't have any like, medical records or anything back, but I've been in contact with BCD about potentially.
What's the condition of the complaining witness? Do we know?
What I believe, just from what we have, just from I think the DIMS, is that she has a broken leg and that I know she was transported to Memorial Hermann, but that's all we have so far.
Mr. Greathouse, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now not to drive at all. You will be signing an affidavit with me, promising me you're not going to drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care if Jesus comes down and needs a ride to church. You drive. And every time you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You will be facing 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. Do you understand? I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. In fact, I'm going to send you now for a drug test because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. Felicia, I'd like to send them now. If you fail to go take a drug test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to make your bond extremely high. Do you understand?
Sure.
Prior to you leaving now, though, you will be promising me that you're not going to drive for any reason. I am also going to put a Scram ankle monitor on your leg so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. If I find that you consume alcohol and I don't care what the source is, then likewise you will go to jail. Do you know that every single day in Houston, in Harris County, someone dies from an alcohol-related collision? Every single day, someone dies in our county because of alcohol. It is a sick, a disgustingly sick and sobering statistic. Every day, someone dies. I don't want you to say anything, but I want you to understand that I will do everything in my power. Every resource that I have, I will use at my disposal to prevent anyone from dying under my watch. And if that means putting you in jail and making your bond $500,000, I will do it in a heartbeat. All I'm asking you to do are several things. Don't drive and don't use. Do you understand? Okay, I want to send it for a test now, and then we'll have them come right back, and then we'll finish with bond conditions.
And how many days for this one?
Today. I'm going to have you swear to us that you're not going to drive, and then we'll send you for the test right now. We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. As it stands now, you're not allowed to drive. And I'm putting in an order to DPS that you're required, if you at some point are going to drive until you get permission from us, you must have an interlock in your car. So, but like what I'm doing now is I'm putting an ankle monitor on you so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. I don't want you to consume illegal drugs as well. You will be randomly tested. If you consume anything like that, I'm going to put you in jail. And I'm telling you now, it's just not going to go well. All I want you to do is keep my county safe and be clean. Do you understand?
Sure.
I'm sending an order to the Texas Department of Public Safety. And this Texas Department of Public Safety knows that if you're caught driving a car, you were supposed to have an interlock in that car. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock on it, they're going to arrest you and put you into custody. Do you understand? What is your question, sir?
They scheduled my court date with my other court date, so it's interfering the times. I don't want to miss court on the 16th or 19th. Everything is good.
Next court date in felony court is the 19th. You want me to set up for the same day?
Oh, you guys have them both the same day at the same time.
So what typically happens is you come here, check in first, and then you go to felony. It's okay, but we do that so that you have to come back to downtown less. It's more to be convenient and to be efficient. If you want me to put it on a different day, I can,
I
but
would appreciate it like that.
that way you come here, check in, let us know that you're here, and then you go to felony court, you run up there, you come back.
Okay, no problem.
You need a lawyer, and I would get on it as quick as possible. Don't sit and wait because you're only going to do yourself. Okay? All right. I'll have a send this to Victoria. We'll have you. You're good to go.